Hello, I'm Terry Ewell, and I'm pleased to present to you this video on Gordon Jacobs' 4 Sketches for Bassoon. Although the composition appears to be quite easy, it really is a fine study on 3 important aspects of bassoon playing. These aspects are ensemble playing or communication, providing character, and fingerings. The first movement, a peaceful piece, provides excellent practice for the bassoon player to give a cutoff at the end. This is needed so that both instruments end together. Notice that I need to indicate to the pianist when I will stop the note. So I do that by a gesture with my instrument, with the bassoon bell. Now notice you have to be very careful. You're not moving the embouchure on the reed when you give the cutoff. So I have to move my whole body together. I move from my waist, keeping everything fixed. No movement of the head there. Let's see how this is done in the performance. When you're performing with a live accompanist, it's important that you have the ability to communicate with them. Obviously, you can communicate through breaths and gestures, but you also need to open up the sight line so you can see your accompanist out of the corner of your eye. Typically, I would move a little bit further back if I was in a performance with an accompanist. I was in this position so that I could be closer to a microphone so it would pick up the bassoon a little bit better. But when you perform with an accompanist, if it's a grand piano, you should probably be a little bit further into the place where the piano bends here. The second movement also must be performed with excellent communication between the pianist and bassoonist. Music is often a dialogue between instruments. You must be aware of the other instruments and communicate by listening and at times with visual cues. Here's a brief example from the second movement, a little waltz. The third and fourth movements of the composition provide excellent illustrations about how to provide character or communicate moods and emotion through music. The third movement, L'après-midi d'un dinosaure, should present a lumbering, plodding creature. Here it is in the music. However, in contrast, the fourth movement, polka, should be nimble with shorter notes. Articulation is a very important way to communicate the mood of a composition. Last of all, be sure to make use of proper fingerings in the movement. I find that many beginning students do not make proper use of the whisper key. The whisper key should be down for all notes below and including A-flat 3. G3 absolutely should have the little finger E-flat key depressed so that it is better in tune. This will lower the pitch. Last of all, make use of the flick or speaker keys for tongue notes on A3, B3, and C4. I have a free fingering chart that is available. Please consult the chart regularly. It's very important for you to practice with accompaniments, and I've made these available to you on 2read.net. Let me show you how to access that. First off, Graded Bassoon. If you go to that web page, you will see all sorts of things in order. This is graded by the Maryland Solo Ensemble, the Music Educators Association listing, but it also coincides with many lists throughout the world, including those of the Associated Board, Royal Schools of Music, etc. The easiest are grade 1. The Gordon Jacob piece is actually a grade 3. So if you look at the grade 3 solos, click here just to find where that is, and we will look down the list here. You can see I've got a lot of things for grade 3. You got lots of things you can be doing. Just about to the J. There we are, Jacob, 4 sketches. So you'll see that I've got some tempos here for MIDI and MP3. And eventually I'll be placing the link to the video here. Also, you can look up on 2read.net look up the MIDI files by alphabet letter or the MP3 files. So if you don't know what level it is, you can just simply go to let's see, MP3 home. Let's see, we know it's a J, and you can very quickly find it that way. There we go. Looking down to Jacob, there it is, the 4 sketches. Well, I hope you enjoy this wonderful collection of character pieces. Thank you, Mr. Jacob, for your compositional talents.